Hi, I'm Pox.
Couch guy.
Unbreakable.
Via phone.
Via phone, I guess.
Yeah. So what are we doing tonight?
Well, I think we're breaking something.
We're breaking something. We are...
Phone, mainly.
Your phone, mainly. We are installing Android on iPhone 3G. So that's news.
Yeah, so if you want the iPhone and all the non-iPhone-y appness, just you want to have Android, have the little robot.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, as of note, it's playing around with Android. It's not a functional replacement right now, but
Yeah.
it's something to look forward to.
Yes, it's proof that it can work and it is going to work.
It has been done. The beginning of it has
Yes.
been started. So
I mean, you can
Proof
get...
of concept needs polish.
Yeah.
so in no way is this going to replace your current iPhone app or your iPhone operating system.
No, in fact, the good thing is this is actually a dual boot method, so you can pick and choose. You can restart your phone into the iPhone OS or into the Google OS.
Good.
So, and well, I don't know. Anything to add,
The
Raggable?
thing about having the bootloader, too, is that you can customize the bootloader as well. There's some hacks for the bootloader where you can set which one's the default, which will load up right away, timeouts, things like that.
So what do we need to do this?
Feature.
What do we all need to do to make this happen?
Oh, okay. So first of all, this only works on the original iPhone and the iPhone 3G. It does not work on a 3GS. And your iPhone also has to be running firmware version 3.1.2, and it has to be jailbroken with a method other than Spirit. The Spirit jailbreak will not work with this. So it's got to be like Ponage Tool or one of the other methods. And from our experience, it has to be the Ponage Tool because we had to resize the partition that you move all your files into.
Yeah, the root partition is by default 555, and all the Android stuff has 340 megabytes. And so on both of our phones, there's only 100 megabytes of free space. So there's no way to get around.
Yeah. So let's go to meeting.
Absolutely. Ragwell,
There's no way to get around
Ragwell,
it.
you are the chief reason why GoToMeeting has been such a success for the.
Yes, for people who are like me and are always remote or cannot always make
Well, we need to tell everyone that
session, GoToMeeting is essential.
Well, Ragwell hides out in a secret CIA bunker most of the time.
Apparently.
So
Well, don't tell them which agency I'm with. That kind of screwed me over.
well, I didn't realize that CIA was something you were hiding. I thought the bunker was what we were hiding. But okay. So GoToMeeting right now. You go to gotomeeting.com/podcast. Our viewers can get a free trial of the software, which allows people who are in remote locations like Ragwell to communicate with us and share their screen, work on Beyond the Clipping Plane, and basically conduct business over the internet.
Yeah, so give it a try. Go to meeting.com/podcast, free for 45 days, all the meetings unlimited that you want to host.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. All right, so now we can
On to the show.
you how this is done. So bear with us and yeah, this is the detailed install process where we explain every step and do every step. And we'll get to more. There are some other methods after the segment. So here we go. Ponage tool.
Ponage tool.
That's where poning your phone to create space.
Yes, we're not necessarily re-jailbreaking. We just need to get more space on our phone, and we have to use Ponage tool for that. So we load it up, and we have to go through the whole Ponage tool process. Select expert mode, first off. I did right away. Should automatically find your IPSW.
And it's for 3.1.2 only.
Yes. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go into General, and we're going to increase it to 850 megabytes. It was originally 555, and the iDroid package is about 340 megabytes.
And make sure you have it checked if you have an unlocked phone to activate it.
And we went ahead and we slapped in the Cydia package through Netatalk and OpenSSH so that we can transfer files later on. I disabled logos because that drives me nuts. We're going to go ahead and create it.
Following the prompts.
Yeah, shutting the phone off. It detects that the phone gets turned off. And then you push power and home at the same time.
And after 10 seconds, you let go of
The power button.
power button.
9, 10. Let go power. Chuck, chuck. Then hold it home for 10.
And if you do it successfully, you won't see anything.
It'll be black. But Potage Tool will let you know that it is in DFU mode. iTunes will open up and detect iPhone in recovery mode. Just know that it's really not recovery mode, but DFU mode.
Yeah, if you see something on the screen, then you're actually in
Recovery
mode.
And there is a difference.
Yes.
So we hold down Option / or Alt on the keyboard to browse to our Restore IPSW. And go through this whole process and wait for your phone to restore with a bigger root partition to hold the Android OS. Oh, you can see my music.
Hey, alternative punk, electronic, rock. No, hillbilly, huh? All right, Marvell.
Okay, so next thing we need to do is we need to download the necessary stuff. The one that is a little bit unusual is the Marvell wireless LAN chip. You have to actually go to Marvell's website, search or select Linux 2.6 Fedora, and search for those drivers. And on that list will be this gobbledygook. And we want the one for the SD8686. Accept the license, and that will download. All the other file downloads are direct links. So now we have all the necessary files. We have the iDroid pre-built images and the tools, and we have IPSW, and what we're going to do now is extract files. So we're going to create a firmware folder and the iDroid folder. We've extracted the SD8686 file, and if you browse down into that, you can see a helper_sd.bin file. We're going to rename that to SD8686_helper.bin. And then we're going to drag both those .bin files into our firmware folder that we just created. And we now have the wireless LAN drivers. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the multi-touch drivers. And to do that, we have to extract those files out of the IPSW. So we're going to go ahead and transfer the IPSW file into the iDroid folder. And out of the extracted iDroid release, we're going to take the drip.wn utility, drag that over to the iDroid folder. And then we're going to go over to our Linux machine, virtual or real, and we're going to run that drip.wn utility. But before we do that, we need the VF decrypt key. And the key is dependent upon the version of iPhone you're using, 3G or 3GS. We'll provide a link for that. I went ahead and I copied and pasted that into a text file so I could copy and paste that for the utility. So on a terminal/shell, I'm going to run the drip pwn tool, /drip.wn, then the name of the IPSW, tab to autocomplete, paste the key, enter, and it will automatically extract the multi-touch drivers and leave them in that same folder, and we'll transfer them later. Takes a little bit to run.
I didn't know about that tab to autocomplete.
Yeah. You didn't see me just push tab and it filled it out for me? Did you just think I typed it that fast?
All right, so those are all the files, right?
Yeah, so we have those .bin files. Zephyr. And we're going to transfer those over to our firmware folder. And we now have the multi-touch drivers.
Woo.
So now we can go ahead and start transferring stuff over to the iPhone. That's what we installed OpenSSH or Netatalk for. So we're going to transfer android.image, .gz, cache.image, ramdisk.image, system.image, userdata.image, and zimage. Those are in the pre-built folder and the extracted iDroid release compressed file. go ahead and browse to your iPhone. If you're in Mac OS X, it should list itself in Finder if you have NetAttack. Otherwise, use an SSH utility for Linux or Windows. It'll ask for your username and password. And you should now see the folder structure for the root file system. Or you can see the different partitions, I guess. So browse to root, go to private, go to var, and this is where we're going to transfer those images from the iDroid release. Just transfer them straight in here. And once again, that was I forgot already. It was a whole bunch of stuff. That stuff right there. Transferred over.
Oh, it's everything.
But the Open iBoot.
Oh, yeah.
Under the pre-built folder.
Yeah, and this is why we had increases, because it's stupid.
340 megabytes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and wait for that to finish. It should take a while, especially after doing it over Wi-Fi. And then after that, we're going to transfer over the firmware folder into the private/var. Just drag the firmware folder over.
And we're doing this all through NetAttack on a Mac.
Yes.
Can also be done through...
Like we mentioned before, OpenSSH was put on there through Cydia or through the Ponage tool, so you can use an SSH utility, or you can use WinPutty if you're on Windows. So now we're going to turn off our iPhone.
Recovery mode.
And put it into recovery mode.
This one's a lot simpler.
Really?
Yeah. So you just power down the phone.
Oh, hold down home.
Hold down home, and then just
plug in the cable.
Plug in the cable. And continue to hold down until you see the little logo. With the USB.
Plug it in, plug it in. Okay, recovery mode. I'm connecting it to my Linux machine. And on your Linux, we're going to run the other utilities, load IBEC and OIBC. So we're going to put those utilities in there along with the Open iBoot image. Go to your iDroid folder and run the load IBEC command. You have to be sudo to do this, by the way, the super user. And once again, that command is /load IBEC Open iBoot image file name.
And you get this cool little boot
iBoot image.
Yeah.
And from here, you can select the console. You do that with either the volume up or volume down, and then home to select your choice. We're going to go to the console, push home to run the console, and it starts running the console. And the cool thing about this is that everything that was on the iPhone is mirrored on the
computer.
Yeah. Well, once you run OIBC, it's mirrored. Open iBoot is now running, and we can run our OIBC utility. Cool. I like that. Okay, so it's an iBoot mode. Now we can run the OIBC utility. Once again, sudo user /OIBC. With this particular Ubuntu install 8.10, it's the OIBC library is hard linked to the libreadline version 5. On 8.10, it's version 6 of the libreadline. So we're going to go up to System menu, go down to Administration, and we're going to go to the the Package Manager. Synaptic Package Manager. Elevate privileges, and we're going to do a quick search for libreadline. And we see it right there, version 5.
Looks like breadline to me.
It's lib. You just see everything as bread, so you can run away. Apply the changes. Yes, we want to install these packages. Downloads them, installs them. We now have...
This works with a live CD, by the way, too.
Yes, yes. That's a good point to make. You can run a live CD of Ubuntu 8.10. So now we're going to run the OIBC command again. And hey, look at that. We're connected to the phone. We're connected to iBoot. And at this point in time, we are now going to... Oh, this is the fun part. what we're going to do is we're going to do a nor read, and that will copy the entire nor into main memory.
So what is the NOR?
The flash type, I believe.
It's basically backing up your phone in case you pooch it, right?
You're making a copy. You're just kind of reading it to make a copy, to modify it, and then putting it back on the phone.
Right.
So as you can see in the iDroid folder, we now have no file yet, because we just read it we just read it into main memory. Now we need to transfer it over to the computer.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah, so it's in main memory before. Now we actually need to send it to the computer to be modified and make a backup. And so that command is this horrendously long thing. Tilde file name at the register address to the 104.8576 address. So once again, it's just tilde nor backup.bin, which is the file name at, and then we're going to do the memory address range.
Which reminds me, if you're backing things up, no better place in the cloud. Mosey.
Mosey at home.
Yeah, use our code 2SmartGuys, save 15% off your monthly fee.
So it's basically $5.
Yeah, it's dirt cheap. Back up as much as you want.
$5 a month, really. It would save your ass.
Yes. All right.
Okay, so the file's been sent over to the PC. So if we back over to whatever file browser you're using, Nautilus.
And make a little backup or copy.
Yes. So this is not a backup. This is the file that we'll be modifying and putting back on the phone. So before we do that, we're going to back up this file just in case. So we've made our copy. And we're now ready to modify that, whatever it is. Hell if I know. By just installing.
Woohoo!
So now we're actually installing it, reading it, flashing it.
This is installing the Android onto the iPhone.
Yeah.
This is what it all boils down to.
And this is the process: finishing or flashing. Install is done.
Didn't take too long, really.
It's going to restart the phone. This is Android actually running right here.
Yeah,
Android.
Which actually took longer than installing it.
Yeah.
I mean, well, other than getting it all set up.
And hey, Android is now running on my iPhone with a SIM card. SIM card doesn't work, but nonetheless, we have touch. There's issues. The touch still needs to be calibrated and optimized.
It's by no means perfect. There's
no. This is still in development stages.
Yeah.
And it's constantly being developed. So the neat thing about installing Open iBoot, though, is that once you've installed that, you're pretty much set up to upgrade your Android in a pretty easy fashion.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll have future episodes on installing a newer kernel with better enabled features. And
yeah, people are, optimizing it. They're putting
getting the camera to work.
Yeah, there's features for emulating the SD interface.
Oh, and then to power it down, you hold down the home and power.
Yes.
And then when you start back up, you can choose to go back to your iPhone.
After you've powered it off, you now essentially have a boot loader on your iPhone.
All right.
That's it.
So this is complicated.
This is thorough.
This takes a little bit more than my first day at the job kind of approach. But
there are some utilities that can help you.
So, but it's not above it as long as you follow the show notes and go through everything, and you're not overwhelmed.
If you are lame, well, not lame but lazy. There's what are the names of those apps? There's iPhodroid
and
iPhodroid.
DripWin utility of the Mac as well.
And
the DripWin is the only utility that needs to run inside Linux because the Big Night was having the load IBEC and the IBEC running inside a Mac terminal.
There's also that speed up custom creation of Android for Linux script.
Oh yeah, the SACC.
Yeah. And there's also another tutorial if you want to just do it, straight on Mac. So there are options that make it a little bit easier, but if you want to keep working with this and update on your own, it's probably better to know how to do it this way that we just showed you.
Yes, because the utilities still have to, they still have to be updated for each release, right?
Yeah. So, or well, maybe, I don't know. It depends. It depends on how they figure out how to get more things working. So yeah, not everything works. Like we're having issues with getting our unlocked our Union SIMs to work in it. Apparently, there's some extra steps that you might have to go through on the 3GS that you don't have to on just the regular iPhone. It's no hardware acceleration for the video yet, so it's kind of slow. And there's absolutely no power management whatsoever, so it'll literally eat through your battery.
Nonetheless, it's still a project to keep your eye on as they keep on working on it.
Yes, most definitely.
Well, and it looks like it's going to be, if I was telling Pox before we started that really into this that the app that I really would look forward to seeing, or at least the project I would really like to see, isn't so much to get Android on an iPhone, it's to get iPhone apps on an Android, so that they can, somehow to port the SDK over, and it's a Linux environment, so it should be a little bit, there's some possibilities there, but I don't know. That's what I'd like to see, but.
Oh, wow, that sounds trickier because, Android is an open platform. Apple, even though it's based on FreeBSD, anything that they do for it is still licensed differently, I think, other than OpenGL. So it's not like you can just go in and look at the source code for their mobile OS X version.
No, I know, and well, you wonder whether or not you could take somebody's previous Flash, let's say it's a Flash app, something like that. I don't know. I'm theorizing for the hopes that somebody does it one day, because I'd rather have an Android as far as a phone goes, but I really want the apps that the iPhone have. Plus, that's the one thing that keeps the iPhone really running, is the fact that it's got all these apps. If you took all the apps away, the iPhone is just a really crappy phone.
Well, it's a phone with a crappy service provider, let's put it that way.
I don't think you're going to get any better with Verizon or anybody else.
That's true. But it's just the surge of users and traffic that AT&T had to deal with because of the iPhone is unlike anything else.
Oh, absolutely.
That other providers had to deal with, so it's hard to say how other providers would handle the iPhone as well.
No doubt at all. They really have,
If the iPhone came out for Verizon, imagine the surge of users adopting the iPhone or going to Verizon.
Yeah.
If Verizon were to handle that situation any better than AT&T.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that they handle it any better at all. It's just that, everyone, how the complaints are. Everyone complains about this service. That's the biggest complaint with the iPhone. So, they love the apps, hate the service.
Which is why you want to put Linux on it, or, Android on the iPhone. No, a lot of people say, why would you want to do that? And it's because that's the thing to do when you hack a device. You put Linux on it.
Yeah.
Planet Being, that's the iPhone dev team guy that did most of the work on this project. That's what he was saying. That's what you do is you put Linux on a device when you hack it.
Yeah.
And it just made sense to go with Android because it's a phone version of Linux.
I think it's a great hack. I think it's got a lot of great potential that once you get Android in there, you can, get the clunky bugs out and, make it feasible, make it usable. So, we do need to...
thank our sponsor.
We need to thank a sponsor tonight.
Yes, CCS.com. They do cool skateboard.
You've got everything from skateboard...
that sort of thing. You can go there and check out their equipment.
Yeah, like a custom-made skateboard and all kinds of cool stuff.
Well, they've got everything from clothing to skateboard, decks, all sorts of fun things, just cruise around the site. But do you want to...
Oh, yeah, if you want to save money on it, use our code. It's AFSMART2.
And that will give you 50% off any order of $75 or more at ccs.com. Now, if you want to get free shipping, you can get free shipping on anything $30 or more. And that's with AF Smart 1. So AF Smart 1 gets you free shipping on anything $30 or more. If you're going to spend more than that, take 15% off, pay for the shipping, but get 15% off on any order $75 or more with ccs.com, or with AF Smart 2. Yeah. AF Smart 2. So, but yeah, they're a fun site. You gotta check them out.
Give me a shot. And then our show, of course. Every week we get here and we fiddle with different cool electronics.
He breaks things. I just sit and talk on the chat.
We blow things up.
Yeah, if you notice, you see that little screen in front of Fox there that's not connected to a phone? What is that?
That is next week's episode.
But why'd you pull it out?
Well, the backlight died on this. Actually, the screen was tearing, and then it was dropped in a bucket of water, all of which it survived all of that, and then it was dropped again and it broke the backlight. And so then I moved my wife back to the G1, which she managed to drop and break also. So off of eBay, I was able to get a pretty good deal on a new screen for under $30 with shipping, and popped it into this bad boy. So we'll detail the process of replacing iPhone screens. In this case, yeah, it's the LCD screen is what I replaced, but you could use the same tutorial to replace broken glass on the front. It's pretty much the same thing.
Can you just buy these and hook these up? I don't want to hook one up. They're pretty neat little screens. Plus, it's got a mirror on this side, so you can have a little vanity mirror, or you can watch the game.
Yeah. So all our cool projects, twosmartguys.com. We hack iPhones, G1s, and
he doesn't just break cameras. See, we got phones that are broken. We got computers that are broken.
I need to throw that smashed mouse on the end of this because I keep forgetting to do that.
The smashed mouse. That sounds like a band.
There's the mouse that was destroying computers that I plugged into.
I remember.
I
was here when we did it.
Yeah.
And, rail memory.
In slow mo. This is it right here. Just.
Yeah. 60 frames per second. It's.
Oh, and subscribe to the feed. Yeah. iTunes.
Who doesn't have iTunes and who doesn't subscribe to podcasts?
Just search for twosmartguys.com or on our website. Click the link and you'll get
Don't be
the
lame.
show.
Just subscribe.
Every week, every Monday, there's a new show posted. Or if you want to check us out live at justintvd.com/twosmartguys.
Is there anywhere else?
That's it. Bye, guys.
See ya.
This has been a Two Smart Guys production.